Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play The Consuming Shadow. In the last episode, we began our second run of the season, and have ran into some problems right away. We got bled at some point, had to rush over to a hospital, and we're at just about half our sanity also. Running into an issue with mass death, which is more like does nothing. Except lower your sanity greatly. I am not gonna forgive the game for that. That's awful. That's awful. The impression I got was that it should eliminate everything on the screen. And what actually happened is nothing. Nothing happened. The thing completely didn't care about the spell. God. I'm not gonna get over that. It was a day ago. I knew there was a reason why I didn't cast combat spells. That's the reason. That's one of the many reasons why I don't. Anyway, we have 35 bucks. Otherwise, looking pretty good. We have, I think, a full health kit. We do. 2 sanity hypos, which we may end up needing at some point. We know quite a few spells, and we know half of the battle ritual. However, I don't think we've got enough information to make a good guess as to who the invading god is at this moment. If I recall correctly, most of this information, with the exception of the names of the gods, colors, and potentially runes they are part of, as well as the aspects that are present, are guessed at. So Kathoth might not be yellow anger pain, for example. I don't know if Nyx is white BTI fear. I do think Nyx is not the invader, but that's all I know. So we need to get a few more clues. And to that end, we're going to be looking to see where we're going next. So, I think half our time is also spent. Is that correct? I can't tell from this screen how much time is left. I had to quit the game and come back in, I think, to find out. So, well, I guess we'll do this loop. Here, this circle here. Laro, Twin Hope, Hersworth, Sumfort, Fulham, Finsgate, Blessing, Saxchurch. And we'll see if we get enough clues during that to make our trip to Stonehenge. So Laro next for us. 47 hours. Okay, it's still early game then. This time around, I believe I said we were taking texts from unknown numbers, but not from family members. So let's take a look at this. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. You're dreaming over and over and over and over again. Lost some sanity. You've arrived at your destination, Laro. Alright, let's head on in. I almost feel like I am watching this town on muted television. Not a scrap of evidence of actual life. There are abandoned cars at every junction. I've seen numerous lighted windows, but each one allows only a view of a completely vacant room. Clothing and bedding scattered messily as if moved aside hastily. Want that? Oh, uh-oh. Sanity getting a little tougher. No sanity recovery. I almost feel like I'm watching this town on mute television. Not a scrap of evidence of actual life. The doors of most of the homes hang open. I've searched a few homes and found television still on and food still laid out on dining tables, the cutlery thrown carelessly aside. The wind is the only sound, and even that howls quietly, as if afraid of waking something up. I feel like I'm waiting for it all to shatter, and for the shadow to burst from every crack and manhole like a flash flood. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no, no. Okay, this is getting tougher. I can't do that another time, or I won't be able to resist it. That's interesting. I've never done so many kill myself in a row. I mean, so weird. There's something I never thought I'd say out loud. In this game, there we go. Let's add that in Minecraft, and or not Minecraft. And so, I get the feeling you will not be able to resist that at some point, given that I could not put the gun away that time. A search has revealed that all the abandoned houses were sent letters inviting the residents to a dinner dance at an isolated mansion. When I arrive there, I find an air of grim unpleasantness hanging over it, and the front door falls open as I knock. Perhaps I'm not too late. Perhaps I can find survivors and pull them from the brink. Perhaps if I write it down, I will start to believe it. Something in this room. The carving dates back to at least 6000 BC. It depicts Nyx defeating and casting out the figure labeled the God of Lust. It appears to have been intended as an insult to a rival faith. Nyx is an enemy of the God of Lust and the God of Pain. So that means Nyx is the invader's enemy, since the ally is not an enemy of the god it is an ally of. That's interesting. That's also enough information that I can actually click on these two things. Just like that, we got some valuable information out of this house. Uh-oh. This house is a bit snaky. In the ancients, the syllable bitai is usually given as a name, but has also been variously written to denote the concepts of fear, paranoia, and anxiety. Okay. So BTI is fear. That we knew as well. BTI is white. Kathoth is the enemy of the god identified by the BTI rune. I think this line is correct. All of this. But I still won't check anything else. Actually, this we can check off. BTI is associated with the concept of fear. BTI is associated with the color white. We don't have a line saying specifically that Nyx is BTI, but it's probably something we can strongly link at this point. That's enough. We know enough information now to say that BTI is not the rune we should use from the ending spell, is what I would go with if I had to make a guess. Set of keys. Do we leave? Do we go to the... Actually, let's go to... well... Every one of these rooms will have someone in it that we need to check. All these locked rooms we're about to encounter. By leaving this room for last, we're the closest to the exit door if a hunter decides to come after us. It's a ceiling, squirmy, disease guy. I forgot the actual name for them. A red rune? BTI upside down. Red. Would consider it a grave insult. Do we have red as a color? We do not have red as a color, so that's enough information for us to put down red. So this line we know. These we know Kathoth is here. We don't know the name of the other god. We know their aspects. We know the runes. We know the colors. Okay. As I invoked the rune, I felt a wave of answering energy from the wall. I felt an inexplicable ease upon my mind. We got back 1 sanity. You don't get much sanity. Good God, that scared me. You don't get much sanity back from those. But there, you might get multiple runes in a place. I've been curious if you can farm them. I might try here. Oh, one of the corpses. I found one of the missing townspeople. They're dead for sure. Doesn't bode well for the rest, but I have to keep looking. Ang in red. No sanity restored. This person didn't make it either. In the language of the ancients, the syllable ang is usually given as a name, but has also variously been written to denote the concepts of pain, suffering, pain, and injury. Ang is with pain, okay? So we just don't know which of these is red. Oh, ang is associated with the color yellow. Okay, so we do know that. So this line here is correct, which means this line must be also correct. So we got now we now know all the colors, the runes, and aspects are all correct up here on our chart. We just don't know if it's Kathoth, what the other god's name is, and which of these two are the invader. Pain, lust, yellow. Kathoth is an enemy of Nyx. Koth is an enemy of the god identified by the BTI rune, which is the same creature. I think we'll leave that alone. Now, really quick, did the runes come back? Are we able to look at the runes some more? Any more? Ceiling throwing squirmy guy. 4 bullets. Shame we can't really put those to use. No. Okay, the runes do not respawn. I was hoping that they did. Another 4 bullets that we can't use. Why can't they be armor-piercing rounds, game? And we go. The poor soul had already been brainwashed by the time I arrived. Nothing I could do but end their suffering. Unless there's any more loot to be found, I can safely call this operation complete. Time to go. The look around their dead eyes is ghastly. I can only speculate in the suffering they must have undergone here. The face. Oh, okay. We got anxiety again. Oh, come on, game. Screw you. Screw you. Yes, return to the car. As I emerged, I found a small package lying at the entrance, with an accompanying note simply reading, "Thank you." I looked around, but if anyone was watching, they had no intention of introducing themselves. Koth is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, scholar. Your actions will have far further reaching consequences you could possibly imagine. Alright, so that's good information. So Koth is the invader's ally. We don't know which of these lines it is on, though. We don't know anything about the... Well, we don't know the name of the last god. But I guess we don't need to... We don't care. This is the invader, whoever this is. So we know enough information now about who we're going to be going after. The rune we need to use. It's Giz. I think. Is that right? Actually, no, wait. We don't know if... Do we know what Kathoth's rune is? No, we do not. Okay, so we don't know which of these Kathoth is. So we need a little more information. We don't know if Koth is pain or lust, or what color Koth has, or anything of that sort. Okay, alright, well, let's go to another place. Actually, we should heal. Twin Hope next. Twin Hope is not held by creatures of the shadow. Do we need anything from here? We could use armor-piercing rounds, but I'm hoping we'll find some, so we're not going to stop by. Let's go to Hersworth. A foreboding orange cloud on the horizon soon turned to a raging inferno, engulfing a 2-story house in the middle of open country. On instinct, I stop and see a young man in pajamas screaming that his mother is still inside. The man begs for me to help him brave the flames. The house is already engulfed, and there is a strong possibility that we are way too late. We have the breathing masks, so we can do this without risk of one of these, of guessing the wrong choice here. I boldly tell him to hold back. Enter the burning house. The heat is terrible, but the breathing mask protects me from the smoke long enough to find a middle-aged woman passed out at the top of the stairs. I drag her out, intermittently holding the mask to her face, and she is coughing and alive when we reach the lawn. The man is profuse in his thanks, and insists I be rewarded with the 31 pounds in goods he had rescued from the fire. Seeing them reunited, though, feels like the bigger reward. Oh. Hersworth is held by enemies. Let's head on in. This town bears all the hallmarks of being under the shadow. The air tastes sharp and acrid and sits heavily in the lungs. Suspicious looks bore into me from the shadows and open doors and windows. It would be tempting to completely write it off, but with a little investigation, I have found that at least one resident offered resistance. I have found graffiti, inscribed by hasty hands, which I believe to be attempts at protective wards. I recognize the hand of a colleague in the occult arts. Following a trail of protective wards, I have located what I believe to be the home of the artist. The entrance was absolutely plastered in seals, daubed on a mixture of bodily fluids. The place was deserted, and everything useful had been taken. I pray that the owner has merely found a safer home. Scraps of discarded journal indicate the source of the wards, an old book in the arcane languages, which has been hurriedly stored in a hiding place in the abandoned building next door. Perhaps I could recover it before someone, or something, does so first. This poor devil used his last moments to paint the message on the floor with his own blood. Open only the box bearing the symbol of the god of pain. Ang is the box we're looking for. Let's go right for this door. That is shim. That is not the correct box. Cultist. Yellow cultist. So this is Kathoth's realm. Nothing but an old body armor. Maybe it could prove useful. Do we need the body armor? We're not taking that much damage. We'll just hold on to it. There was a discarded bottle of tranquilizers inside, which I decided I can make use of. I've never had that before. Did we gain sanity? Oh, it's the anti-anxiety thing. But you have to have it equipped for you to be able to make use of it. No. We won't... No, we won't use it. It's pain. There's something in that room. A lockpick, except for one of the three we used earlier. Take that, illusionary monster. That is it. That's the correct box, right? It's pain is Ang. Pain is Ang. That is correct. What part of the banishment mantra is to incant the rune of the creature you intend to banish as the last syllable of the mantra. Note, be very certain that you have the right rune. Okay. Are we fleeing this place? Yes. This is the face. Face music. Ooh, well, there was a cultist that spawned behind us. That's always a shame. Hunters will follow you out to the final room. So we should, yeah, okay, good. We should be safe to be here. Pain, huh? You're in pain now, cultist. 5 pounds. The town is lost to the shadow. Nothing I could have done can change that. But perhaps with what I have recovered here, this will finally be the last. No, still not the last. So we need the third room for the magic ritual. We could have guessed this, but without this, we don't know. It would be interesting if this magic ritual did not always contain the god's rune. That would have been a nice change if once in a blue moon that would have been the case. Otherwise, you only need 3 of them. Obviously, because you can guess the god's rune if you have enough information. And we gained no information about the god itself that was invading from that location. Alright, well, then we have to keep going. Let's go to Sumforth. Wired 3 pounds to your account. Can't do more to help right now. I think someone at the office is one of them. I never realized that the Ministry of Occultism could potentially have bad or positive texts like that. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Goboro that need exterminating. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. We're going here first. Not held by creatures of the shadow. We can go over to Goboro next. We'll hit Thornhelm first. So, let's go into this town. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious to the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I confront about what we stand to lose if I fail my mission. We have $74. We should find supplies. After an hour, I have found the following items on sale from individuals content not to ask questions. 1, 2, 3. We really can't afford to click kill myself now. Okay. 1/3 of the time we had has elapsed. Out of curiosity, I stop when I see a man in a tailored business suit in the road, sitting exasperated beside an extremely expensive car. He tells me that he has locked something important inside the car, and asks for my assistance. His awareness of the shadow and its effects can be somewhat limited if he isn't simply blocking it out. I think if you smash the window, there's a chance you get bleeding. If you pick the door open, there's a chance he ambushes you. Like, that's the bad effects, I think, that transpire. We have lockpicks. We'll try to pick the door open. I've wasted an hour rattling away at the lock with whatever small tools I can find, but get nowhere. The high cost of the car eventually pays for some good security. Eventually, the man shoos me away, concerned I am scratching up the paintwork around the lock too much. Are you the one spreading stupid lies about alien invasions? I live in Twin Hope and everything's fine here. Stop upsetting people. We didn't lose any sanity. So that's interesting. Nothing happened from that text. Okay, well, I'm fine being yelled at by anonymous users. That's happened once or twice on my YouTube channel. This is also held by the shadows, so we're stopping in. This town is in pandemonium, in the most literal sense of the word. There are monsters openly attacking people in the streets. There is so much screaming. Hastily assembled militias swat them away with improvised weapons. The minions of the shadow are playing with their hand heavily, confident of victory. It falls to me to cause their hubris to backfire. I passed through the town following the trail of the resistance effort. I found myself in the courtyard of a fairly new building. Rumor indicates that some kind of large monster made its lair there, and a group of defenders moved in to take care of it. Rumor goes on to say that nothing has emerged in the building since, but these people didn't know how to handle these creatures, and I at least delude myself into thinking I do. The local leader of the minions. That's an interesting text. It doesn't say a large creature, but I'm assuming there is. That's what we're going to be fighting in here. And we're going to run through this place with the expectation that we've got hostiles outside. And like, we're on a time here. We're not, but we will. The walls of the cave were absolutely covered in the rune pronounced as Kiz. Each one daubed on in a chalky red paint by what I sincerely hope are human fingers. Kiz associated with the color red. That we know already. We know that. Ooh, we have to... I hate you the most, creature. 3 unfired hollow points. Whoa! That was awesome! That was awesome! I don't think I've seen that sanity effect before. That was pretty cool. I like that. It would have been better if the door moved away from me. I hate this one the most. I hate this one the most! Gravely wounded. We are bleeding. Alright. 4 armor-piercing bullets. We didn't need it. I think we needed just one of those. Can we get through this door? Nope. Set of keys. Lockpick. The animosity is rooted in the suffering reportedly endured by a worshipper of Nyx while captured by the cult of Sho. Sho worshippers seem to tell the story the other way around. Alright, so we know the name of the god now invading. And we knew his rune already. So we really just need the last spell. Hopefully we'll get that information after we've just done this. What? How are these things just hitting me? They normally run up and don't actually hit you. They expect you to run into them. 4 hollow points. Well, we use armor piercing there, so that didn't help us at all. Four standard 9mm rounds. That's very nice. We now have anxiety, so much for using our gun. Let's cast the anti-anxiety spell. So, Shimbatai. The surge of magic left me feeling strangely calm. My anxiety left me as if I were wrapped in protective cloud and numb to the horrors around me. We are dying, however. We're almost at half our life. Stab-proof vest. That's probably more useful. Doesn't help us at the moment from the bleeding effect. But if we are bled later, it will. I hate you the most! Why do I keep fighting these? Forget it. Just run. And for some reason, my right mouse button was once again changing ammo, not swinging. Hear me, O Sho. Touch the heart of the one I love. Burn away his... This is, he's lust. We knew that already. We know that already. No, forget it. It's just not worth it. Shim. Oh, sorry, Ang. No sanity restored. Please shoot! We have no bullets because where our sanity's gone. Of course. This is a sanity effect. Why are you bringing that up? Please do not bring that up. I don't care. Of all the stupid sanity effects again, this is the worst. The syllable BTI had many... Okay, we got it. Had many uses in the language of the ancients, most notably as the third symbol of the notorious Dispel, purported to be powerful enough to banish a god. We're out of here. Can we just escape? Escape dungeon. With their leader dead, only its minions throughout the town remain. Fortunately, the remaining townsfolk seem to have the matter in hand. I can leave them to rebuilding their lives. Alright, we need to heal. So, Sumworth is the only place I'm aware of that's close enough for us to get healed at. Actually, wait. The shadow has not yet gone to Goboro. So we can heal here. And then we can head to that location. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I'm prepared to lend my hand to effort to the resistance. So we can use mass death? Anxiety seems to be getting the better. Wow, so much flipping anxiety. 4 armor-piercing bolts recovered. Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I am able to give advice on future defense. Local authorities are grateful, and when I'm none too discreetly mention the posted rewards, seem happy to pay it promptly. The atmosphere is tense here, as news has spread in the darkness, infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence. For now. I found a small walking clinic for homeless people that will treat me. Alright, oh, we gotta be careful. Treat the bleeding. Refill the med kit. Go back to the car. Heal. Now, we don't need more healing. Unless something horrific happens in a few seconds, because we, on our trip to Stonehenge, because we have all we need to do it. We know the banishment ritual. We know which god is invading and which syllable it uses. I think. Do we? Do we know Kathoth is... Do we? Yes. Well... We know Cho is the invader. Do we know Kathoth is associated with yellow for all these reasons? No, we don't. We don't yet know. Which of these gods is the invading god? I'm sorry, we know which god is the invading god, but I don't know what these are linked. We haven't gotten any information about Kathoth being Aang, yellow, pain, or Cho being red, Kiz, or lust. Nyx is not the invading god. More information about Nyx. Nyx, BTI concept, BTI, Aang, Kiz, Aang. Koth hates BTI, Koth the enemy of Nyx. Koth is not the invading god. Nyx red, Cho's god of lust. Yeah, we don't. So I can't. So we do need to stop by. So enter the town. We have to go back to the hospital. And we want to refill our med kit. We'll go ahead and have one of these. Now, I really, really wish these drugs work differently. They give you this weird yellow meter, which slowly decreases. I wish these just gave you back sanity, similar to the health instead, because this is so awkward. But to my knowledge, we have restored, rather, our temporary sanity is now back up to 93, and this decreases over time. We won't be allowed to take another one of these drugs, I think, until we're at least a certain percentage now from our max sanity. And then we can take another hypo if need be. So we still can't make the... We still can't go to Stonehenge, so we gotta go to Finn's Gate. Okay, enter the town. I met with a sense of absolute chaos. The monsters are openly attacking people in the street. We just read this. It's the same exact thing. Let's investigate further. It's the same exact thing, so we do this again. This time we're not going to just... Oh. I should have outfitted myself a little differently for this. Okay. I walked in here with the equipment I had. So we have the bulletproof vest on. I don't know what else we have. We can't re-gear ourselves here unless we find a piece of gear. Help! I've been imprisoned by the cult of Nyx. They locked me in the filthy obelisk. I can hear them cursing some enemy god chanting Aang. I think they're killing people. It's not good enough. We know Nyx is an enemy of the other gods already. All we need to know is some aspect of one of these gods, and then that's it. That's all we need. But we're not getting any of that information. We're just getting a bunch of other information. It's interesting. Game's being a real miser on us today. In the language of the ancients, the name Kathoth is often identified with a symbol resembling a circle with a point coming out on the top. Finally, Kathoth is identified with the Aang rune. Okay, so this line is correct. We now know Cho is Kiz. Cho is the invading god. Or sorry, is Kiz. We are done. So we do not actually need to do this. And I am not going to. We're just going to leave. I'm just going to walk away. I don't care. I'm considering abandoning this place to the shadow. Doing so will weigh heavily on my mind. I know, Flea. I don't care. Okay. Set destination. Stonehenge. Thump. I'm still in the full wakefulness when something heavy and fleshy slams into my front bumper. I stop the car out of reflex. The unknowing mass in the road could be human or animal. Anxiety seizes my heart. Drive on. I make the decision to drive on, and resolve not to think about it. Except by doing so, I'm already thinking about it. And the more I try not to think about it, the more I continue thinking about it. My hands are shaking again. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. There's fighting on the streets of Sumworth. They could use some hands-on assistance. Do it or don't, but if you don't, the town won't be safe for long. We don't care. We're opening all unknown text numbers. You don't know me, but if you need to stock up on anything, Castleham was still safe last time I checked. Okay. Let's make sure we're prepped for this. So we shouldn't have to worry about bleeding too much. I'll grab anti-anxiety drugs. Are we afflicted by anxiety at the moment? I don't think so. So anti-anxiety drugs, we should not need extra loot. I don't care about having sanity loss. I don't want to have any limbs broken. Maybe we do care about sanity loss. We'll take that and we'll re-grab that. We'll re-grab that. We'll retake our skateboarder pads. Alright, so skateboarder pads. So we can't have any broken limbs. We won't have anxiety. And we'll take half sanity loss while we're here. We have 90 life, so our odds of us losing all life is very low. Toxic enemies, where I'm not too worried about them. We can get past most of them without too much trouble. We will hopefully not get wounded. We can avoid most hostiles anyway. I don't care about increased loot here. I don't care about the fire rate improving. I don't need visibility improved. We're good to go. In the center of Stonehenge, the ground has been torn up, and an eerily lit entrance leads into some kind of tunnel network. I don't know if it's unthinkably ancient or recently built, but either way, the shadow is not even trying to conceal it. This close to deadline, it must feel assured of victory. This will either be the place where it will finally be vanquished, or a fitting tomb for myself. I must be sure that I have all the runes and the order they must be cast for the ritual, or at least confident enough to guess. Alright. Locate the underground summoning chamber and cast ritual banishment. So, we do what I like doing if I have clairvoyance. That is, we cast clairvoyance. So let's do it. Something invaded my head, scratching at the inside of my skull. I experienced a vision of things to come that left me with a keen awareness of the surrounding area. We can avoid most of this, it looks like. We'll check this room down over here. Two unfired hollow point rounds. I hate those ones the most. So of course, that's like the most common enemy I fight. Is that particular monster. I wouldn't mind so much if you didn't lose sanity every time one of those little things hits you, but you do. I hate it. A body lies at my feet. The damage to the body appears to have been made post-mortem. The actual cause of death appears to have been exhaustion. Effed to death. Or effed after death would be more appropriate. Oops, that's up, Tim, not down. I see you, giant squirmy guy. Let's go this way to start. Or to start? Oh, we don't have the key. As I chanted the syllables, I felt every door, cupboard, and piece of furniture in the near vicinity unlock. Even the clasp of my wallet sprung open. Not it. The patient had become irrationally terrified of the color white, to the point that absolutely no progress can be made if I am wearing any garment of that color. A change of medication may be in order. The color white is... Yeah, we knew that already. Okay. I don't care about you. Goodbye. Hey, this is it! Alright, not bad. Good use of the lockpick spell. Alright. Here we are. This is it. This is where the Ancient will appear to lay our world to ruin. All I have to do is incant the correct banishment ritual with the invading god's rune and the madness ends. Okay. What is the spell? Ang. BTI Ang, right? It is Ang. Kiz. Oh my goodness, Tim. It's Kiz. Alright. Kiz. 2513. 2513. 2513. We did it! That was success. So we got that correct. Now it's a matter of, can we actually save ourselves? Again, so that is 2513. Yeah, piece of cake. Ignore those sounds. The next thing I remember is lying in the grass near Stonehenge, being woken by the dawn chorus. The tunnel entrance was no longer there. The ground seemed undisturbed, and yet my hands were caked with mud and earth. No one seemed to remember anything that happened. The shadow that hung over the land has vanished like smoke, as have the creatures that it brought. The world sleeps now, wounded but fitfully, and no one will ever know how narrowly we escaped, or who they have to thank. I'm already starting to wonder if any of it was ever truly real, but at least I am finally at peace. Current attack to the mystery occultism. Covered? We received one. Good work, soldier. Whenever it's convenient, report in at the ministry. I might have a little job for you. We survived. Not bad. Can we speed this up? We cannot speed this up. My goodness. I really want you to have a lot of points to get that level 10, which I'm guessing is the max level. Alright, halfway there, effectively. An A. So this we banished the Ancient with 30 hours remaining and managed to escape with body and mind intact, did we? We went insane. Like, oh, I guess we didn't. Technically, we had like 1 point more sanity. Like, we had 2 points left at the end of the game. Discovered all 4 runes of the Banishment Ritual. Tended to favor close combat, exterminating 70 enemy minions with melee attacks. Learned 4 spells and made use of them 5 times. Oh, and no places fell to the shadow. We made it to Stonehenge and did it before that one town fell. In the end, subject was a physically... No, we went there and fought the creatures of the shadow. That's right. In the end, subject was a physically exhausted, mentally shattered, necrotics-riddled, burdened, suicidal, heavily armed, jittery hero. Alright, done with this. Oh my goodness. Fun. Frustrating. I'm guessing that looking at how the Circle of Death worked on those other two enemies, I'm going to guess that it does not work on flying things. Since it looks like that beam on the ground, that ray or whatever it is, that has to actually connect with the thing to kill it. Which is... well, I mean, I guess if you know the spell, that's what the spell sends out. That would make sense, I suppose. But I don't know. I don't like that. I feel like the spell should tell you in its description somehow that everything that touched the ground died. That's a harsh lesson to learn. Unless for some reason it just didn't work. Maybe there's a chance it didn't work. Maybe that thing's not considered actually alive, so it doesn't work. But then again, why does it work on the other creatures that I would also consider not really to be alive? I don't know. I don't know. Alright. I'm done with it this year. Maybe by next year I'll forget. Circle of Death let me down at one time. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next game, whatever that will be. Take care, everyone.